Hi, this is Gerald Johnson. Good afternoon. Ride the Wind. It is the 4th of April. Am I right? Yeah, April 2019. And I got to begin this conversation with I've been sitting here. I've tried to do this video twice. There is so much I need to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip, right? But the main thing I need to start out with, and now let me start out with this. Gmail's just closing up on me. I can't open it, right? YouTube keeps closing on me, right? Because I just spent the last hour of trying to get it to pull up. I'm not going to be the conspiracy guy. I'm not going to be the guy that says, that all my emails that they sent are in mail sub delivery or whatever they call that, right? I'm not the one who's going to say that YouTube stuck a lot of these went right straight into draft. I mean, my draft is like packed, right? So anyway, I do want to apologize to the people that I didn't get your request, or what am I saying? Not didn't get your request, but did not return videos as I had promised. If I'd have known there was a main shared album that I could have gone to and verified whether or not they were sent out, I would have done that. Now, a few people do get them, and that's kind of weird in itself, but I can't think this one out. I mean, there's bigger things going on, and I don't really care as long as somebody's looking at what I'm saying, because I will only put out what I feel is the truth. I'm trying to set an example for my son. I'm trying to set an example for the community, and I'm trying to set an example for society. So again, I know I'm not going to reach that many. I mean, that's apparent, but my views, I should notice that too, because a lot of this stack up is from last week. My YouTube feed changed, which is cool. It's all movies now, right? But I mean, these other ones that I go to, Florida Marquis, whatever, WSO, not Munder anymore. I like That's Impossible channel. He's cool. JW, there's a few I look at, and there's a lot of physics channels I'm hooked up with right now because it's, I can kind of get my head around it. So my apologies out to you people. But the only way I can think of it is as of this past week, the paradigm shifted in a big way. And I think everybody knows that. Now, I don't know if it's got to do with UV or light, which is kind of the time concept of dimension. I'm going to get into that, but I've got to address a few people first and say sorry. Okay, so something changed as of last week. The skies are totally different, right? And again, I said it's not the matrix failing. Their matrix is working the way it's supposed to work. It's just whatever's out there punching through. And I underline whatever's out there. Okay, the second person I want to shout out to is a person who sent me a bunch of research that transcends. It's got a graph that shows what each god is, a different religion. It's like a codex, or not fully a codex. I need a codex. I need an oracle. But anyway, just sent me all this information. And I want to say that I think I could accuse myself of acting on self on the mission I've been on. Okay? Now, I have listened to your comments and whatnot, but I have to listen more. Okay? If I go off, and I'm thinking in my mind, yes, I'm going to get to it, and I definitely am, but I should be getting to it quicker and sooner with any of you guys' research that's sent to me. Otherwise, I'm acting on self. I'm moving towards what I think is right. And I've faulted other channels for that, and I'm not going to be that guy. Okay? A lot of your stuff I have listened to, and I do state, but I need to focus on it like 100% because you guys have got the answers. There's only a certain few in this community that are even looking in my direction. And Mr. Olson, thank you. We've gone back and forth, but he's a true 144. When I know I feel really down, and I know who these people are, And you know who you are. You know when to hit me with just something, where I'm about to pop, or am I on the right road? And it's you 144s that do it. And this person I talk about is definitely the highest definition of a 144. Okay, Blue LaFleur, I want you to go back to the video that says 144s, I did not forget you. She put a comment beneath there, which is just eloquently put, intelligently put, and she's got the full grasp of everything that's in my head. Already, she has from the beginning. She knew about controversy between me and my son. She's just known about other issues, and me about her too. I'm not talking about some kind of, I'm talking a true like melding of minds, where I could feel things with her. Now, I'm going to say real quickly, again, I apologize for acting on self there maybe a little bit, and I will damn sure be checking myself on that, Blue. And I will get to that as I just got to get this one out. I've got to end this part. Okay. We've got to enter another reality here. And that would be, and thank you for your words last night. And I was going to read those words, read that letter that you sent to me. We're having problems with our children, trying to be there for each other, and here I had to go to her to get advice I gave her the week before. It was just sweet. What she sent to me was just beyond sweet. And Chris, you also, I'm not forgetting about you. My email keeps shutting down. So I did get messages from. So I want to say, if we question our reality from a created reality, what is reality? Yeah, I was getting pretty yogi last night. Watched In the Shadows, which I thought was pretty cool, but some of you might have thought it was a little dark, and at parts it was, but overall it's mocking them idiots, and I give it a thumbs up. It was funny. But I understand if you didn't see the humor and some of what was going on, because it was pretty graphic and a lot of swearing. I can't believe they could do that on regular cable. All right. So if we create our reality from the reality that is imposed upon us, and this I spoke of a few weeks ago, okay, knowing self. That doesn't mean acting on self or focusing on self and focusing on ego, which is all self-based, okay? Knowing self means knowing that's within you. Like, Daryl, how you doing today? Now listen back, and I feel it, okay? That's knowing yourself. And we have to know ourselves to actually define our purpose and define what our reality is instead of the one that's imposed upon us. And I'm going somewhere with this, okay? The Nibiru community perpetuates that which is not good to our purpose. It propagates what could potentially be and looks more and more like me to be a lie. Okay? It's called manifest destiny. And man's real good at this, okay? Let's say he wrote Revelations. He said this stuff was going to end in the end, right? This is the way it was going to happen. And they do pray for this to happen, Dragon Lineage. They wrote this, okay? And I ran right back into them last night, and I said I dropped that the other day. Okay, so follow me. So first we're basing reality, and we construct our reality from the reality that is thrown to us instead of searching inward. Number one, big problem. We got to fix that. Tighten a bolt there. Broken part in my machinery, The other part we have to do is we have to seek knowledge. We can't seek the easy answers. The only answers that we're going to receive is taking the hard trail. And I will take the hard trail every day of my life if it will prove the truth. Now, we've strung people along here for years. We've lost a lot of friends. We've pushed them out, this and that. Cut the low frequencies due to this obsession with what might be, either it's realities merging, okay, merging dimensions, and that's why they don't look right. Nothing looks right. Could be that. Very well could be that one, okay? It could be that it was brought in through a portal, which would basically be the same thing, merging of realities. Okay, here's the third scenario. that it is being created by man, because he wrote it long ago, going back to dragon lineage, and Enki, they go right back together. He is the sea goat. Half sea goat, half man. This is the beast that comes up out of the ocean, okay, and conquers the 10-horn guy, which I believe is the crown. But I'm not sure I'm going right anymore. I'm not sure, okay? I'm just saying what I'm taking in for information, and I need you guys to help, okay? Because if we're propagating a freaking lie for our children, we really need to have ourselves checked. And I need to go back to what me and one of my subs talked about. You know, I said to her, we just have to keep looking for the truth. We have to provide these kids with a stable attitude. We have to provide them with the stability and the tools that they need in a situation where they're getting ripped off. Okay, now if we're propagating someone else's reality, what injustices are we doing to our children, or are we doing to society? Think about that. If we're wrong, and odds are, trying to outthink an AI computer, we are wrong. Okay? These plants don't look right. Now let's get into ISO. Red and blue. When it flew by the sun, it moved it. Physically moved the sun. Does that remind you of anything? Something that might tilt everything? Okay, now let me go to Hopi Prophecy, and I hope my battery's going out here. The blue Kachina, the way they explain it goes right up. Goes right against it. It's not Nibiru. I don't think it's Nibiru, gang. I'm going to have to probe this a little more, but we got to start thinking a different way, because they're doing something and they're hiding something from us. And if we don't know what's coming, then we have no knowledge of the enemy that's obviously out there. And this is the kind of stuff that I really think is getting my poem cooked. But if we don't identify the enemy that we're going to go up against, then we've got big issues. And it's going to be really hard, and it's going to take a lot of thinking out of the box here. Way out of the box. You've got to get past the three-dimensional barriers that most of us hold, and even including myself at times, and allow the other dimensions and the awareness of the collective to show us the right way. Through silence, through prayer, and through meditation, and through praying for not being no entity being enabled to pull deceit over us. Any entity, we have the ability to rise above if we meditate and we start accessing each other's minds. And they don't want this. The 432 resonance, the 576 resonance, those are both frequencies that activate the third eye. I should have mentioned that before, and maybe I did, okay? They open your eye, okay? Direct hit to the pineal gland. Okay, so when you open up your eye, you got to know what you're doing. I halfway knew what I was doing, but the main thing you need to do is protect yourself in light. I would really strongly consult with somebody before you do this, because I think I might have, it's been rough, you know, so, all right, if your third eye is open by a 576 frequency or a 432 frequency, you're wide open. You haven't even prayed for, let's say, the light to protect you from the dark entities that can enter. I pray for that all the time. Clean them out. Keep them out with light, armor, okay? Now, if the third eye is open and you haven't done those, maybe they're ritualistic, but we got to be talking to a higher power, and we definitely are, because there's something that put a tear in our hearts, so we can't forget that. We can't forget that. I don't think spirituality can be caused by a chemistry experiment, right? So there's something good up there, and there's something driving me to not accept something here. It just doesn't feel right. ITER, CERN, Starlink, you know, and you look at all these things, and one poor pops up, you know, and these fusion resonances, okay? I've got eyes, okay? Gosh, I'm getting off here, but I want to get this in. Signatures of fusion all over the sky. The trapezoids I talked about, which transcend into a tetrahedron, which is the face of God, is also the mold for nuclear fusion. Okay? I watched Guardians of the Galaxy last night, let alone the thing where the thing pixelates. Pixelates. Do you get me? That's a new thing. I'd never seen it. Okay? But these are just popping up in my face, just reinforcing it. Shiva Lingas all through Guardians of the Galaxy. At the very end shot there's a sun There's an orange planet and a red planet. Well, guess what? I just got that in Euclid. And I looked at it last night because I've never seen the after credit thing. I went, whoa. Okay, so I'm checking out Inky. Inky's associated with ISOM. Could be ISOM. One of my subs, that's all he put was Inky. And I just kind of breezed it by, maybe that must be another name for ISOM. I never really researched it. Inky is a new, okay? Inky is Belial, okay? Inky is a mischievous god, let's say. But here's what's really tripped me out, since I've always named Anu too. ANU. What does that bring up? Okay? But it doesn't say that in the history. And I'm about to lose. Okay. He's a mischievous god, right? But here's what's really freaked me out when I was doing some research last night, besides fighting with Gmail, trying to get WSO some videos, right? And again, we've gone through hard times and bad times with each other, but I hope we're brothers, and he's been there. When he knows I'm really following, I get an email. So thank you, Steve. Now, what was I going to say? So I'm studying about a new Inky, right? All of a sudden, it comes up a dragon coming up out of the sea. So I'm going to end this with these people who I spoke of as dragon lineage in past tense, like I've already been there. I don't know why I did that. I still look back at the video and go, why was I talking like that? Okay. They wrote Revelations. They wrote this beast into Revelations. Okay. Now, I'm in new. Okay. And, all of a sudden I come to a sea and a beast rising out of it. I dropped the phone. I just dropped Dragon Lineage last week because it was so freaking too many paths to go down. Now I'm set with a whole set of another paths, right? But I'm done. You guys go add up the rest. But I was about to get to Anu and the Egyptians. So something brought it all the way back around and put it right under my face again. How does that work? Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to say there's something out there, and it's dark, and I think it's even, and I'm not doing this with fear. You guys just need to be awake. I think it's far darker than the scenario of the Nibiru system. Now, also, keep in mind, if we've got, which I've got pictures of it, Big Blue sitting next to our planet, right? And we're bouncing, or I defined in an email last night, knocking boots with a planet that's 7 times our size, and we're bouncing atmospheres. Man, this Earth would probably just bolt off that. You know what I mean? It'd kick us like a soccer ball. How's that? A planet 10 times our size pulling out that close. So something's not right. You know, I don't know why. And I've always thought this for 4 years, but I always thought it was the negative energy that people put in me that created that 3 or 4% of doubt that was in me. Okay. But maybe not. Maybe this is wrong, and we owe it to everyone out there. And we also, I want to talk one last thing. Mr. Olson threw me a good comment last night. Anti-annihilation. How come we aren't all getting together? We know they're out there doing this. How come we aren't all getting together? I'm talking 5 million if we take this whole community. How come we are not doing something with government? How come we are not joining forces or creating an organization? I thought last night AA won't work. So I'm working with it. You know what I mean? And I heard you, Steve, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And the numbers are out there to make this occur. Now, are we going to sit around and be drug around by the disillusioned reality that Nibiru presents us, or are we going to get out of this freaking box and figure out what's going on? Because I got things burning in Banu. I got things burning in Ukilet, Alaska that nobody's put up. What are these things? Okay? What's with the planets never really looking right? What's with them being so close and not causing more havoc than they already are? We should be cracking apart. So that's food for thought. I need, and just try and repeat your comments. If you don't see it go up, just try and do it again, okay? I want to say I love y'all. Most importantly to Blue, thank you. And To my son, Dakota, who I've got pissed off right now, I love you, and I'm sorry that I push, but I have to. For everyone out there who wants to be awake, you're going to have to find it. We're all going to have to find it together. My 144s, you already understand me, and you understand the other realms that are around us. You don't look, a lot for videos. You don't look